Okay, let's take a look at question number 11 on page 87. The graph of the function y equals f of x is shown. Sketch the graph of y equals root f of x and explain the strategy you used. Okay, so for A, to sketch the graph, locate key points which are again when y equals 0 and y equals 1, including invariant points. And determining the image points of the graph of the square root of the function. So, so including invariant points and determining the image points. Of the graph of the square root function. Okay, so state the domain and range of each function and explain how domains and ranges are related. Okay, so for B, for f of x, the domain is x such that x is an element of all real numbers, and the range is y such that y is greater than or equal to -1, y is an element of all real numbers. So to determine the equation for f of x, the equation for the parabola is y equals 1/2 x minus 1 squared minus 1. And that's where transformations comes in handy, our previous unit. Or we could say y equals 1/2 x squared minus x minus 1/2. Okay, now to determine the zeros, you could use graphing technology or you could use the quadratic formula. And just to review the quadratic formula, I will use the quadratic formula where A equals 1/2, B equals -1, and C equals -1/2. So for the quadratic formula, to get our intercepts, x equals -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So x is equal to -1 plus or minus the square root of -1 squared minus 4 by 1/2 by 1/2, by 1/2 by -1/2 all over 2a, 2 by 1/2. So what we get is we get 1 plus or minus root 2 over 1. So these are the zeros. Now, for y equals f of x, or sorry, for y equals root f of x, the domain is x such that x is less than or equal to 1 minus root 2 and x is greater than or equal to 1 plus root 2, where x is an element of all real numbers. The range is y such that y is greater than or equal to 0. Y is an element of all real numbers. So the domains differ because y equals root f of x is undefined for x being between 1 minus root 2 is less than x is less than 1 plus root 2. Whoops, root 2. The ranges differ because y equals root f of x is undefined for y less than 0.